Hi, this video is a response to Brian Cormack Carr's tarot tag, which is Tarot Tools Trio, and in his prompt he asks us to show which 3 tarot decks, 3 books and 3 spreads we would take on the road with us, and what would be our white card, the 10th item in our toolkit. And I took this as a serious exercise, and I actually prepared a bag that I could take with me. I just pop everything in here and then I am ready to go, and this would protect my decks. This would have everything that I need. The only thing that my 10th item did not fit in here, which is a book, but I will talk about that at the end. So what this bag contains, my 3 decks are, the first has to be the Spiral Tarot, which you are probably sick of seeing now because I've shown it so many times. This deck is a very good Rider-Waite-Smith based deck, but the artwork is exceptional. The size is small, so it is so easy to carry it around, and I have this cute little red box that I can actually use to protect these cards. So this is a Rider-Waite-Smith based deck, and therefore I can read it very easily. Yet the majors are full of symbology, and it is you get much more spiritual insights from the majors if that's what you are looking for. And the cards are really amazing in this deck, so it is very good to work with this deck. I really love it. This would be my first deck that I would definitely take. The second deck, I wanted to have a selection where I can work with many different aspects, so I did not want to take 3 sets of Rider-Waite-Smith decks. I was considering the Stellas Tarot to take as well, but that is basically just another Rider-Waite-Smith deck, very similar to the Spiral Tarot. So my next choice would be a new deck of mine, which is the Art of Tarot deck. This is a deck by Liz Dean, and this deck has been seriously modified. This is a pip deck, and I am working more and more with pips. With this deck I trimmed off the top and the bottom to remove all the keywords because I am familiar with the cards now, and I really don't need any specific keywords or numbers. I can recognize them easily. So I trimmed away the titles on top and bottom, and also I trimmed away a little bit on the sides so that I created a square deck. And this deck has very lovely colors, so I think this would suit anyone. I could read with this deck for anyone. And with this deck, again, the cards are not very big, so even if I had a limited amount of space to do a spread or a reading, I can actually manage it quite well with this size. Also, I can use directional readings if that's what I wanted to. I can use pip style readings if I wanted to. So I think this deck is a very well-rounded deck, which can be useful in many situations and circumstances. So this would be my second deck. And my third deck, I thought long and hard about this, but actually it would have to be my own deck, the deck that I created for myself. I am a great Game of Thrones fan, and my tarot goal for last year was to create a tarot deck for myself. I selected pictures from the internet to represent each card for me. This was a great study tool, and I learned so much about tarot and about how I interpret each card by going through this exercise, that now I realized that I can read with this kind of deck really well, really clearly. This is actually just developed photo on matte photo paper, and I backed it with contact paper, and I just really, I have done a couple of readings with this deck, and I really love how it reads for me. I think really if you take the time to make your own deck, it can be so special and so talkative, and it really, because you created, it can bring out in you such wonderful things, and it is just such a great help to work with. So I think this deck is the one deck that I will take with me. This will be a playful deck if I wanted to maybe look at the series and just think about the series and work with the stories in the series, or just do a proper reading. It really doesn't matter. I think this deck can be used with so many things that I think this is something that I would really enjoy taking with me if I wanted to have fun with my last deck. Now we get to the 3 books that I would like to take, and I don't have many tarot books. One book that I have is The Secret of Tarot by Annie Leonette, and I chose this book because this is a very small book, a pocket book, but it has very good description of the cards, and it talks about tarot in a complex system. So it talks about the majors, and with the minors I really like that it talks about the suits, the colors separately. It gives an overview of what each number represents. So without going into the specific suits, first it gives you an overview, and I really like that, just to step away a little bit from the meaning. And then it goes into each of the suits separately. And it does the same for the twos and all the numbers. And then it talks about the chords. This book also gives some pointers on spreads and how to do a reading. So there is a Jungian spread here, and choices spread. It gives also examples on how to do a reading, and a Golden Dawn spread. So if I was really needing more spreads, I can find a few in this book as well. But the other books that I would take would be on my Kindle. And my Kindle has 2 books that I am reading and I really like, which I find very usable. One is Tom Benjamin's Tarot on Earth, and I am working with the cards at the moment. So, and the next one is Tarot the Open Reading. This I find very, very useful in talking about each card individually and how many aspects a person can discover in a card. So I just really love this book so far, and I will definitely take this with me because I think I would be able to use this very, very much. These would be my 3 books, and luckily these are all very small to be able to use them on the go. And now we get to the 3 spreads that we would take. Some decks come with spread cards. One card from the Revelation Tarot, and this one is from the Llewellyn Tarot. This spread is the horoscope spread, which gives a very good overview of a person's situation because it goes through the 12 astrological signs. And I think this is a very good, if someone doesn't have a question, or maybe they just want to look at their situation, or I want to look at my current situation, I could just use this horoscope spread. I think this would be quite nice. And the next one is the Red Dragon spread, and this is more like an action plan. What if I wanted to achieve something, to overcome an obstacle, then this is a good spread to use. It talks about what I really desire, who can assist me in receiving what I want, what are the unfamiliar places that I must go to realize the dream, what new skills are required for success, what hidden obstacles are along the path, what I must befriend, sacrifice, or defeat, and what could be the final outcome of my effort. And the third spread is not a spread that is written down anywhere, but which I really like to do, maybe even for daily draws, or if someone comes to me with a specific question and I don't have much time to read a full spread or many cards, they just need a quick reading, a quick overview. And what I do, I separate the deck into 3 separate sections. One is the majors, one is the minors, and the other one is the courts. And I would just pull a card. What is the main energy that affects this situation? What needs to be taken into account? What energy expresses the situation the most? It's the Lover's card. It's some kind of a choice. Then I pull my minors, and the way I do the minors, after breaking the deck, I pull 1 card from the top and 1 card from the bottom. And finally, this is how this situation, how the energy expresses itself in the mundane, in our lives. So how this is manifested into our life. And finally, when I have a clear picture of what we are dealing with, I pull a court card which gives me advice on how to approach the situation to find solution. So what personal traits I need to adapt to be able to be successful in that situation. And I would have to be the Queen of Swords. So I will have to mentally solve the situation, to utilize my mental capabilities to get over the situation that I'm facing. And this is such a practical, great spread. I love it. I have used it so many times. This is a great spread for when I get a new deck and I need to learn it first. I need to familiarize myself with the deck, or when I have a deck which I don't really seem to connect with at first. This spread is very good because it breaks down the different sections and just makes it, I would say, more easily digestible. So these would be my 3 spreads. And finally, my wild card would have to be, I would really love to take a book. And for that, I thought it would be the Tao Te Ching, Living the Wisdom of Tao, and because that is such a great text for contemplation and to reevaluate things and to really look deeper. And I have this copy by Dr. Wayne W. Dyer, who is whose work I really, really love, and he has given me so much. And he goes through each verse. You can see a translation of the verse, so you can just work with the Tao Te Ching itself. But if you want to get some pointers, there is a description and how you can apply that in your life. So this is a book. I don't have a copy of Tao Te Ching just in itself, but this book is very good. So this is what I would take with me when I did not want to do tarot, but I wanted to do more spiritual work. So this was my response for Tarot Tools Trio, and thank you very much, Brian, for putting out this VR. I look forward to seeing everyone else's responses. Bye bye.